this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. I'm Jarisar, and we're here to take a look at another Heroes of the Storm show match from Blizzard. Of course, a second replay now released for us to cast. Really excited about that, and this is going to be on the map that is known as Cursed Hollow. But before we get into that, let's introduce our heroes, because over here on the blue team we have Illidan, we've got Vala, Uther, Falstad, and Abathur, who's an incredibly cool specialist hero. I'll be talking about him a little bit later on. In the meantime, over to the right on the red team we have Jim Raynor. We happen to have Naziba and Nova here. Nova in a rather interesting rollerblading suit, I have to say. And Tyrael along with Tassadar.
10 seconds.
So a cool 5-on-5 here. We've actually got 3 assassins on the blue team in Illidan, Vala, and Falstad. Along with the support in Uther and Abathur as the specialist. So no recognized warrior class there. Meanwhile, red, of course, we have the warrior class in Tyrael. So that's going to be interesting to see. Raynor and Nova are the assassins on that team. We've got a specialist in Naziba as well, and Tassadar in support, who will be able to cast all manner of force fields and walls and other useful things to try and help his allies and keep his opponents at bay. In the meantime, the first damage of the match is going to Jim Raynor, who tries to pick off Illidan there just a little bit. Uther already in a bit of trouble. And a great channeling ability there from Tyrael, preventing Tassadar from taking more damage as Jim Raynor moves forward to try and kill off Uther. Unable to do so, though, unfortunately. That channeling ability from Tyrael, by the way, I believe is called Hand of Sacrifice. It stops all damage going to one particular ally, and Tyrael takes that damage instead. And as a massive, beefy warrior hero, that's, of course, incredibly useful for him. Jim Raynor, in the meantime, trying to do a bit of damage to Falstad, but he is actually in a bit of trouble himself, and Illidan plus Uther, just a great combination here to keep the red team at bay in the top lane. Now, you'll notice, compared to Blackheart's Bay, which we cast last time, a little bit of a difference here in the map. You can see there are 3 recognized lanes here, as opposed to the 2 on Blackheart's Bay, and the objective on this map is very, very different. There is, I believe, what's known as the Raven Lord, if I'm not mistaken, on this map, who randomly spawns tributes here and there. All will become clear when the first one spawns. When these tributes spawn, the teams fight to try and claim them. If you claim 3 tributes, as Jim Raynor, nice use of the knockback round there, prevents a couple of heroes coming his way. When the tributes spawn, if you pick up 3 of them, the opposing team gets cursed for a little while, as we can see Abathur hiding away behind the wall there in the bottom lane, rather. And if the opposing team gets cursed, horrible things start happening. Their team's forts stop shooting, their minions are at 1 hit point, and generally you enjoy a period of complete and utter dominance in the game, so you want to try and exploit that to the best of your ability. We'll be seeing that hopefully a little bit later on. In the meantime, Vala and Naziba, for the second game in a row now that I've cast, seem to be duking it out in a lane of their own, quite happy to face off against each other. You'll note, by the way, it doesn't matter too much in terms of experience how many heroes are in a lane, because experience is entirely shared. As long as you have a single hero in the lane, you will get all the experience from that. So that's why Abathur, even though he's a very, very laid-back support hero who is nowhere near the front lines, you can still get 100% of the experience as long as among the other 4 heroes you have all 3 lanes covered. Now we can see the first tribute spawning over here in the top position of the map. The teams are going to be fighting to try and claim it. Of course, no immediate benefits until you get 3 tributes. So do bear this in mind. Vala at the moment being harassed by Tassadar, Jim Raynor and Naziba coming in behind, but unable to do the damage he quite needs, and an excellent amount of damage done by Illidan against Raynor here. Has to be very, very careful. A lot of damage being done. In the meantime, we see Nova trying to sneak away and grab the tribute. Jim Raynor coming in for support. A good interrupt there from Uther, but he can't really go it alone, and blue looking like they're increasingly gaining control of this part of the map. Tyrael coming in now and absorbing an awful lot of damage. The mummy's not really doing too much from Naziba there, and Uther having to run away. Vala also running off to the top. Will Uther be able to make it out of here, actually? Where's the infest from Abathur? There it is, just as he dies, which admittedly is not the most useful. Now we have 2 heroes grabbing that first tribute for blue team, Tassadar and Naziba, making sure that that gets taken, and Uther unfortunately resummoned from the dead, of course, for a couple of seconds after he dies, but unable to interrupt. Falstad, in the meantime, we can see him flying over the terrain here, by the way, which is a unique mechanic to him. It does drain 2 mana per second, but it does allow him to fly over any and all objects on the map. That's really useful, of course, on a map with a lot of obstacles, such as this one. And if those of you are trying to work out exactly what Falstad is, if you play Warcraft 3, he is in fact a Dwarven Griffin Rider. And if you're wondering what one of those are, cast your mind back to Warcraft 3, when you got human, and in the late game, you weren't sure what to do, so you just got a whole bunch of knights and approximately 25 Griffin Riders with the annoying hammer passive ability, and you just went, haha, I'm just going to attack and move in a straight line into my opponent's face. And more often than not, of course, it ended up working. What an incredibly annoying strategy that was. I have really fond memories of that. In the meantime, though, down in the bottom lane, we can see a second tribute spawning. Most of Red's heroes are actually in the middle at the moment, so if they're not careful, Falstad could actually get jumped here. Here we go, we've got the channeling ability coming in from Uther, trying to stop Illidan and Falstad from doing too much. Both of them are actually on quite low health right now. Uther coming in to attempt to support. He's going to be able to heal and do a little bit of damage himself. Tyrael actually getting quite low, needs to be very careful. Jim Raynor here for support as well from Red Team, but he has no staying power because he frankly just dies quite quickly, even though he's dishing out the damage. Vala hopping in, I'm not really sure why, and a lot of damage being taken there. Abathur now infesting Uther. Try and keep as much staying power as possible. Great interrupt there on Tyrael, but where is the support? Unfortunately for Uther, it just doesn't exist, and it looks like the second tribute is going to get taken by the Red Team as well. Indeed they do. 2 kills to 0 in favor of Red at the moment. Uther getting trapped by the mummies over there in the top, and Jim Raynor coming in for support as well, so that could end up being difficult for him. He's so low in hit points right now, but it looks like he's just about going to manage to get away for now. Illidan also having to run away. In the meantime, Falstad back inside his main base. We can see Tyrael now running around, trying to get some damage done in the bottom. Infesting a minion, by the looks of things, is Abathur to try and push that bottom lane as much as possible. Tassadar and Jim Raynor now going to be tag teaming up into the middle. Vala trying their best to stop this from happening, succeeding in doing this, though. She's not going to be undeterred really by this 2-on-1 action. She is just going to go in and try and kill off as many minions as possible, rather, to prevent Tassadar and Raynor from doing too much damage. Doing a great job of defending so far. Naziba, meanwhile, in the top lane, using the mummies to their advantage, killing off as many minerals as they can. And it looks like Uther now coming in, well, he's going to be able to provide a bit of staying power there. So once you get to 3 tributes, as I mentioned before, the opposing team gets cursed. And very nice pick off there of Naziba. Naziba had absolutely no chance, unfortunately. So really good gank there, to be honest, by Illidan, Vala, and Uther. And here is the 3rd tribute. Now, if Red Team take this tribute, Blue Team immediately get cursed, and that's going to be terrible news for him. Raynor coming in to try and go for the interrupt, and instead gets a boot to the face by Blue Team. That was actually an excellent engagement, killing off 2 of the heroes there from Red, and picking up a tribute as well. A little bit of momentum swinging back in Blue Team's favor. Tassadar fancying a little bit of the action there, but has to be so careful, because there are a large number of blue heroes in close proximity. Right then, so not too much going on at this stage in the game. Now's probably a good time to have a quick chat about Abathur, although that said, Falstad moving up over the terrain, trying to pick off, by the looks of things, Tyrael here, but just look at the sheer amount of damage he is able to absorb. Nova at the moment, oh, and there is the lightning strike coming down from Falstad, but not able to do enough damage. Where is Abathur infesting right now? I'm not 100% certain. He basically stays behind enemy lines, home lines rather. If he stayed behind enemy lines, that would be incredible. He just stays at home as the Hyperion comes out from Jim Raynor here, forcing the blue team back and just doing damage to anything within that radius you can see on the floor. If in doubt to what that was, the massive shadow should give you a bit of a clue. But yeah, Abathur just infests his teammates from afar. There's the infest going down on Illidan. Grants them additional abilities and gives them stuff like shields as well, so it really buffs them quite a lot. But he's able to do it from relative safety. The downside, of course, is in a full team fight, it's technically 4v5, but infesting a teammate does provide them with enough benefits that they basically become an absolute monster. So that's really his role in this game. He's also able to plant mines, which we can see over here in the top lane right now, near the tribute that just spawned, actually, so they could end up playing the part against Naziba. Vala just trying to hold Naziba off until a teammate comes by so that they're able to pick apart this tribute. It looks like... is that Falstad? Yes, Falstad is going to be there to pick up the tribute, so all of a sudden Val is going, well, hang on a second, I definitely have license to go after Naziba now, I'm just going to give him everything I've got, and yes, does manage to pick him off, but Tassadar is there, he's going to try and pick off Vala, doing a good job so far. Excellent wall from Tassadar, that almost certainly, and it does indeed result in the kill. But we now have both teams on 2 tributes. Where is the 3rd and final tribute for either one of these teams going to spawn? Falstad, unfortunately, not able to get over the tree line there and does go down. Illidan taking a bit of damage in the meantime as well. And, well, this... Oh, and those are the mines. Look at how much damage that did. Those are the mines from Abathur, guys, exploding right there on the red team. And, well, they seem to be pretty good indeed. He can also, of course, summon... Ooh, hang on. Locust to try and push lanes. And Uther once again escaping. Ooh, I do believe that was a triple tap from Nova there. You could see it hitting the gate off on the right of your screen just as Uther moved past. That would almost have certainly resulted in a kill. So nice little dodge there from blue team, but a huge amount of pushing going on here now in the center from the red team. Vala doing her best right now, but unable really to keep everything from going her way. We have the Hyperion coming in from Jim Raynor as well. Falstad coming in to help with the defense. Both of these forts so low in hit points. And Uther coming in to join the party as well. Red team just about beaten back. But my goodness, was that close? And was that even a little bit of an overextension? Because Naziba goes down. Jim Raynor gets trapped just before he reaches his gate. And he goes down as well. The kills are now 6-4 in favor of blue team. And here is... Okay, whoever gets this tribute, guys, is basically going to curse the other team because both of them are on 2. And it looks like Illidan is going to be the first one to attempt to grab this. Is there going to be some sort of interrupt coming in from Tassadar? There's the dome from Tassadar. Of course, units within it take damage and are slowed as well. So he's going to try and get that down. But where are the teammates to support? He's got the great wall there to prevent the other teammates from going in, but not quite fast enough to do the interrupt on Illidan as well. And now, blue team have cursed the red team. So now we get to see exactly what this is all about. All of red team's minions are basically at a single hit point. Ooh, as Vala goes down there in pretty horrific fashion. And their towers don't end up shooting. So even a minion push could end up being really disastrous for them right now. There are a couple of blue heroes down the bottom, and they have just destroyed a fort. So great job there from Uther and Falstad. And it looks like up top as well, minions alone seem to be doing something. According to the minimap, we can see Abathur supporting that push as well. And yet another hero goes down. That is Nova, by the way, for the red team. Falstad, ooh, and a little bit of tricky situation, flying across the terrain excellently there as Illidan goes in for a bit of the action. Tyrael currently trying to channel his ability there to see if he can kill someone off, and Illidan. Great infest actually on Illidan. It was 3v1 for a second there, but just channeling that Abathur and doing a fantastic job. Only Raynor and Tyrael, who's on very low health, by the way, are now alive for the red team, and so much damage has been done. Look at the minimap. Where have all the buildings gone? Even this top lane is completely annihilated. And, wow, even with the curse lifted now, they're just going to go ahead and continue hitting this fort down. I think they're going to get it as well. So red team having a world of pain right now. Really difficult time trying to hold this kind of push off. And they're going to have to find a way to regroup and make something happen here. Ooh, and Uther, by the looks of things, is going to go down for his efforts. But frankly, that is consolation prize territory for red team right now. Doing a little bit of damage against Raynor, it has to be said. That's going to be incredibly frustrating. There's the wall coming up from Tassadar to prevent any further damage being done, though. And a second push from Illidan. That was a clone. Abathur is able to summon clones, by the way. But just to let you know, it's not Abathur when you see Nova summoning a clone. Nova also has a similar ability where she can summon a clone of herself. So just keep that one in mind, guys. In the meantime, still... Oh, very nice judgment, by the way, from Tyrael. Doing a great job at picking off a hero there by the looks of things, and now we have Uther respawning as well, so Uther will be able to provide a little bit of healing to his team. 13 kills to 8 in favor of blue at the moment, so despite those heroics from Tyrael, it's not quite going to be enough to turn the tide just yet. Another fort up the top, now getting targeted down by Vala. Needs to be a little bit careful, running away on the mount there. I do approve of this, and Abathur going to be infesting her as well, just to make sure she can get out of there okay. At the moment, blue playing a great game. Red, though, going to try and turn this around with a mercenary camp by the looks of things. Going to see if they can force those siege units to maybe fight for them. There go the siege giant. You can see they don't die, they actually just submit. And as soon as they submit, of course, you can you basically have the option of hiring them and making them fight for you. So here we go. They're going to be fighting for the red team now to try and push the bottom lane of blue. In the meantime, in the center of the map, blue, though, still has a decent presence. Abathur, actually, randomly in the center of the map there, needs to be a little bit careful. So we'll see what they end up doing there in just a second. It looks like they were just spawning in and now going to be popping out very shortly. A tribute is spawning, and that's going to be more or less in the center of the map. We can see a lot of minions going towards the center for red, and actually Tyrael needing to come back and defend here. In fact, a lot of those red heroes coming to defend, and that leaves the tribute entirely open for blue. So after getting the curse out on red, they're going to prevent red from getting their third tribute as well. By taking that one in the center, so red unable to fight back with a curse of their own. And Abathur sneaking behind those enemy lines there just to get back behind his own wall and able to resume business as usual. You can see those purple things on the floor are the locusts that are spawned by Abathur, by the way. And a huge team fight going down here in the center of the map. It looks like Vala's going to go down. In addition to Uther, red team at the moment doing a great job in this team fight, spreading out the damage excellently and forcing blue team to go on the run. This is, to be frank, exactly what they need right now. Illidan looking like he's on very low health as well. Still no red team heroes going down. And yes, another kill indeed, although wow, actually needs to be careful. Then Nova and Tyrael going down for red team. So perhaps a little bit overconfident there. It is 3 versus 2 though, as only Abathur and the Griffin Rider Falstad are alive for the blue team right now. The Locusts, though, are actually within range of the fort there in the top part of the map, so need to be careful. And we have yet another tribute spawning in the top side. Where are the blue team? Where on earth have they gone? Is this just going to be an entirely uncontested tribute? I think it is. And Tassadar gets the curse off on blue team. This is red team's chance to strike now. They'll be able to head back over to the blue half of the map, pick off those forts, make sure their minions are doing fantastic, and even with Abathur supporting the minions there, of course, if everything but Abathur's buff minions are at 1 hit point, there's going to be a limited amount they can do. Oh, and Falstad trying to charge out here alongside Val to pick off Jade Raider. Unable to do so at this moment in time, but with the support from Uther, he's considering having a second go, and blue team are actually forcing red back here. There's only another 40 seconds left on this curse. Red need to try and do something about this. I can see on the minimap that we have got some minions from red doing a good job against the bottom lane, but that's basically about it. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get that, and no, we actually have Uther going back there to support the bottom lane, so this curse so far isn't doing a great job. Falstad getting infested there, trying to stay alive thanks to Abathur's help, but the triple tap from Nova comes in, and he will go down, unfortunately, does Falstad. Jim Raynor, in the meantime, was in a bit of trouble, but now is able to go on the attack against Vala, who now is Uther in support. A fantastic double take there, kills off Jim Raynor, and ooh, we have such low health. Can we actually pick off Tassadar there? We are trying. We have a hero in hot pursuit, and the curse has ended. So what has red team done here? Not an awful lot, and a great pick off there. Another hero goes down. It's 4v2 right now in favor of blue team, and after the period where they were cursed, blue team, well, if you take a look at the minimap, they have a decent number of buildings still standing. So red just weren't able to capitalize on that great opportunity there, and they're going to be kicking themselves because blue did so much damage when they got the curse down on them. So they're going to have to wait for another 3 tributes before this happens. Nova coming out with her clone to try and stop Vala from popping through. But look at how powerful Vala has become with that infestation from Abathur. She also has Illidan and Uther in support right now. And the bottom fort looks like it could be in a little bit of trouble here. Red team are gathering around trying to support this as best they can. And Abathur, in the meantime, just continuing to sustain support in the top lane. The creeps are very far advanced, actually, for blue team in the top lane as well. And another judgment from Tyrael. Is this going to be able to kill off Vala? Vala's on such low health. Yes, Vala does go down. The Hyperion coming in as well. Lightning Strike coming in from Falstad, and Jim Raynor. Has he overpressed a little bit? He's on such low health. Illidan in hot pursuit. There is the wall from Tassadar. It looks like he just about manages to get away. And wow, Uther actually pays for that with his life, trying to come in with his resurrected, temporarily resurrected, I should say, self, to kill something off, and he does manage to get him off. Uther, from beyond the grave, kills off Jim Raynor there. Unfortunately, we do have another casualty for the blue team in the form of Vala, but they are sitting pretty right now. It's levels even at 19, but 19 kills to 14, and they have got 6 forts to red team's 3. So red, once again, need to find a way to regroup and push forward offensively. They tried that with the curse, but the curse just didn't end up doing very much for them. So they're going to try now with the mercenary camps, get a couple more siege giants fighting for them. And, well, I mean, some help is better than no help. And they have to think about how they're going to get back into this game. Waiting for another 3 tributes could take an awful while, but maybe that's just what it takes for them. We'll wait and see where they end up spawning next. Their presence is being felt in the bottom half of the map, and that's exactly where the next tribute is going to be spawning, more or less in the middle of the two camps. Red team with almost all of their heroes centralized on this at the moment. So that could be an interesting play for them. Blue, well, if we take a look, it's actually not concentrating on that right now. Blue team are in the top part of the map. It looks... I was going to say top lane, but it looks like that might be a mercenary camp they're going for right now. Tyrael is just going to go ahead and take this tribute basically for free. It's completely uncontested from Blue team, who is still on the top side of the map. And yes, they are indeed going to be getting the mercenary. So Blue team want to push and potentially end this now, because so many of the forts have gone down. And that looks like a pretty scary creature that's just popped out in the offense of Blue team. They're going to be pushing the top lane and trying to take down the last remaining fort before the Nexus becomes entirely exposed. Look at this. We've got all of the heroes here. 4 heroes, plus technically a clone of Illidan, so you can argue 5. Abathur is here in spirit. And look at how quickly they're demolishing the buildings over here. Red team are going to have to move back to try and defend. They are indeed. And a big skirmish going on here. Red team fighting for their lives. The problem is Blue team are at level 20. They've got those storm abilities now. They've got those regenerates. They've got those excellent passives. And it looks like Uther's even going to resurrect at 50% after death. These amazing benefits from hitting level 20 are just going to be really strong for Blue at this point. But Uther does go down. And Red team are doing a good job of defending, running back to their base, running back out, and try and prevent as much damage as possible from being squad. Illidan just hacking away at the Nexus, trying his best to get as much damage done as possible. We can see he's actually channeling Abathur at the moment. He is infesting him. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough from Red though, and even though they keep trying to deal as much damage as possible, Blue team are going to be able to win this fight and the game. Congratulations to them. What an incredible Heroes of the Storm show match. We hope you guys have enjoyed this. I am Jarosar. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Jarosar for more videos like this one, StarCraft 2, Hearthstone, and other games as well. And of course, you can follow me on social media at facebook.com/Jarosar and twitter.com/Jarosar. Until next time, guys, good night. Good night.